The wind picked up quite a bit last night. For a minute there, I thought the wind was going to be pretty constant, but it was kind of bizarre. It would blow pretty hard for 10 or 15 minutes and then just stop for hours. But the wind is supposed to pick up today and tomorrow, something like 30-mile-an-hour winds. But now it's time to head up the Spirit Mountain. I didn't notice this last night. The complex here is kind of a sprawling one. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to explore. I think I never do on these long hikes. There's really just never enough time to see all the stuff that you come across. And this here is the Roman mine. This is kind of where I was shooting for last night if I didn't end up staying at Camp Thurman. And the reason why I wanted to come here, not only to check out the mine, was that there's also a small game guzzler just up the road here somewhere. Really haven't drank more than just a mouthful this morning, so I should probably do the right thing and just take the time to draw that water from the guzzler and rehydrate. Oh boy, this one's a different design. Man, that just does not look appealing to have to do. Clearly I'm not getting into that one. Man, that is not what I was hoping for. Well, I mean, I do have 2 liters. I guess it just means I've got to climb that and hike 10 miles on 2 liters, and I'm already thirsty. Like I could drink a solid liter right now, just right now. The big game guzzlers are super reliable. You know, they're easy to draw from, no big deal. These small game guzzlers are a pain. All right, it is what it is. There he goes, a little jackrabbit. He's only the 2nd rabbit I've seen this whole trip. Really haven't seen that many. All right, there's an old cabin over there. That one looks fairly intact, despite a bunch of bed frames and stuff strewn about outside of it. Well, it's looking a little less intact from this side of it. Yeah. It's like curling. Some historical relics here, Smirnoff Ice. This was very popular back in the 1940s. That's a view though. Wow. It's so windy today. I'm in this valley and I'm all protected and it's still windy. It's actually quite cold as well. You know, when you're moving, I'm sweating. As soon as you stop, it's cold. It's just kind of a frustrating temperature. It's just in between, you know. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I'm about to start heading uphill here and I know I'm gonna be sweating doing that. So it's time to take off these layers and be hot and cold at the same time. This is the wilderness boundary, beginning of the Spirit Mountain Wilderness. But it's a 2,000-foot climb from here. So I've definitely got my work cut out for me. I'm already thirsty just looking at this thing. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be a pain. There's just cactus everywhere. I know I'm gonna get hit with one at some point. This is what I climbed up so far. You can see where I came from, that first little knob down there. And now I'm almost up to the top of the ridgeline. Man, this has just been an awesome climb. So many just jagged pillars and spires and stuff. But I'm about 300 feet below the summit now, so I can just work my way up there. So this is basically the top of the ridgeline. Oh wow, and there's a killer campsite right down there too. Man. Oh man, that's the spot right there. Just this little area of flat spot. I mean, too windy for me to be here today or last night, but under the right conditions, man, this is the spot you want to camp. If only I had a pair of shoes that had more grip. Like, you know, maybe in my backpack that I could just take out at any time. But trying to get more than 250 miles out of a pair of shoes and just being a cheapskate. All right, summit's up there. Basically up at the top, I just can't tell which one is the highest point. I want to say it's that over there. I'm gonna go check that out, but they all look pretty similar. Yep. Well, this is the tallest point on the Mojave-Sonoran Trail, 5,639 feet. It's cold up here, but man, what a view! Woo! That's Lake Mojave down there, Colorado River. I've already walked all of this. And then you can see the city over there in the distance. That's Bullhead City. That's where I'm headed. And with the wind today, you can see quite a bit of a dust storm out in the distance. All right, it's cold enough. It's time to get down off this mountain. I've got to start making some miles today so I can get to some water. Oh man, I am thirsty. I've only drank 4 liters since yesterday morning. I just found a spot out of the wind to eat some lunch. Drank a little bit of water. I've got 1 liter left. That should be enough, hopefully, to get me to my next water source. My next water source is a maybe. And then I've got another one after that that's almost a positive. But you never know. I'm really conserving that water though. I just hate to be completely out of water. This is a bit different route than I took coming up. All right, shoes don't fail me now. It's the route I The route I took up before had me coming up and over that ridge line, and then that's where that campsite was. So it was maybe a little bit longer route. I don't know. This is good. I'm gonna follow it. Oh shit. You know, going up was slow because of the effort involved, but going down is going to be slow in its own way. So already I've missed cairns and I've kind of wandered off course here. I think I gotta go back this way. I just didn't see any of the cairns. All right, I guess this is it. Whoa, shit! God damn. Oh man, the worst part about climbing mountains is going down. Always so much worse going down. Okay, now the route's got me hugging this cactus. Not a tree hugger, I'm a cactus hugger. This is not the kind of maneuvers I want to be doing in these shoes, but nevertheless, here we are. All right. It's a real cliffhanger. Quite a bit of a ways down now. Still another 500 or 600 feet maybe. Finally done with the descent on Spirit Mountain there. Really glad to be done getting off of that one. It was a beautiful hike, incredible scenery, but man, that descent. Yeah, I know, coming from a guy who won't change his shoes. It's pretty much done with most of the uphill hiking, I believe, on this section. Should be largely downhill from here. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy though. Oh man, that wind is whipping up there. It's like 30-mile-an-hour winds, easy. Go over the pass here and at least there's some relief from that. All right, just reached the road here down in Grapevine Canyon. It's quite a relief. For the moment, I can just walk. I'll walk this for a few miles. I did see two vehicles drive down this road while I was on the little pass before I dropped down to this canyon. So there's a possibility I'll see a car and then maybe they'll stop and they'll have a Gatorade for me. Or my ultimate dream, a cheeseburger. This has been an extremely scenic road walk. And all this now is the Bridge Canyon Wilderness, as well as the Lake Mead National Recreation Area still. And then basically when I hit Bullhead City, I'll be done with the Lake Mead area. How tacky though, you know? You can just see it's all just laying on the ground as garbage. You know, when all this stuff blows away. Get in the spirit of Christmas and have your Christmas tree just litter garbage around the wilderness. Cool! 1.5 from my spring now. Definitely dropped in some elevation. It feels surprisingly good for the little amount of water I've drank since I left Searchlight yesterday morning. I am definitely thirsty. Mouth is dry, but like physically I'm feeling pretty all right. 4.5 liters in a day and a half with all the work I've done. Feeling pretty good about that, probably pushing 40 miles. All right, so Sacatone Spring is supposed to be right down here in this wash somewhere, not that far away. It's kind of the moment of truth. From my research on satellite, I saw some water. Things have been pretty dry though this fall from what I hear. Got ourselves a tumbleweed here. I haven't seen a wash like this yet in this whole hike. This much vegetation like this. Man, is it looking thick. Just don't know where the spring actually is, you know? Wow. Whoa. What do we have here? A big cottonwood tree. Not in a good spot now. Just search around for water. There's nothing. It's bone dry everywhere. We've got basically an hour of daylight left, hour and 10 minutes or whatever, and I can keep walking down this canyon. There's not going to be any water. It's just going to, you know, keep walking along my course. And I'm going to have to go another 10 miles or something for it. Well, yeah, figure 10 miles before I hit water. I could get to Lake Mead, it might be 8 miles or something like that. But that means I'm going to go to bed thirsty tonight, thirsty in the morning. I'm pretty much out of water. I've got 5 ounces of water left, something like that. Just enough to kind of wet the whistle, really. I'm just going to keep walking down this canyon, and I'm just gonna deal with it, you know. I'm going to go to bed thirsty tonight. My only hope is I come across a small pothole of water or something, some surprise water source. But barring that, I think it'll just mean that I'm just going to be thirsty until mid-morning tomorrow or something. It's not the end of the world. I've actually been pissing quite a bit, which is amazing for the little amount of water that I drank. I don't understand it, so I'm not as dehydrated as I should be for the amount of water I drank. I'm just really thirsty, and it's just like a mental thing, you know, being like completely out of water. If it stays like this, I'll just say right now, I've got a good feeling I'll find water at some point in a little pocket or something down one of these. Really no good holds on this one. Of course, I got shoes that have a lot of grip, so that's, you know, a bonus. And in fact, you know what? I'm just gonna jump down this one, I think. Oh, it's gonna be a fun canyon. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be ready for a 0 day when I get to Bullhead City. This is actually Sacatone Wash, name of the spring, Sacatone Spring. Grapevine Wash dumps into this a little bit further down. This was the big spring, Sacatone Spring. That was wet when I looked at it on satellite. Of course, you don't know what time of year it was, you know, it could have been the rainy season or whatever, but it's pretty obvious this wash gets a lot of water, so it's kind of blowing my mind, you know, that was dry. It's coming up, this wash is going to narrow considerably. The walls are going to be vertical a couple hundred feet, I'm gonna have nowhere to go. It's just gonna be narrow, deep. Oh man, it's getting interesting tonight. No water, wind funnel. That's what I signed up for though. Some really cool canyons though. It's kind of a shame. Gotta rush through them. Basically fast walking as fast as I can. I think no matter how fast I walk, I'm pretty much gonna get stuck in the middle of this thing tonight. Basically the deepest, steepest, narrowest part. Okay, this one is going to be a challenge. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, and the problem is I can't even wedge myself. Can't wedge myself anywhere here. I've got this to step on, and that's basically it. Lower my pack down would probably be the smart thing to do. Only got 20 minutes of daylight left though. Man, is it windy too? It's just the wind's blowing up this canyon. I mean, it's not that high, but it's high enough to where you fall awkwardly, and you could certainly get hurt here. And I know my Garmin's not going to work here in this canyon. All right, so I got my string here with the carabiner. I'm going to lower the pack down, try and down climb it, you know, without the pack. That's the only thing I can think of. I've only got, it's 4:19. It's, you know, I've got 30 minutes of daylight left here, so I've really got to hurry with this. All right, just made it down the down climb. Man, that was easily the sketchiest thing I've done in this trip so far. Man, that was pretty gnarly. All right, keep going. This is definitely not the, ooh, is that water? No, just green algae. As Bear Grylls would say, oh, there's water. Oh man, that's looking, you know, not the best, but now it's just, I gotta find a place to camp as well. There's really nowhere to, there's some water too. I'm gonna have to get around this one. Oh man, well, I got two places with water. I'm gonna have to keep going because I just don't have anywhere to camp right now. I can't get stuck here in the dark. It's 4:30 now. I'm really running out of daylight. So what I'm gonna do is just collect 3 liters. I'm gonna put two, oh shoot. And put 2 in my platypus bag, and then I'll put 1 in this Gatorade bottle, and then I'll filter it later when I get to camp. Oh man, that is, oh God, you can see the color in that too. That is just nasty. Knew this canyon would have some water somewhere. There's another pothole here. I just had a feeling if it's gonna be this deep, this rugged, it's gotta have water. And now I just gotta find a spot to lay my head tonight. Man, 3 liters, that makes a big difference. That's huge. And it's opening up a little bit. You know, I could certainly put a tent out here, or cowboy camp or whatever. I was getting worried I was gonna have to just kind of cuddle up in my sleeping bag against a rock or something. Now, I've had it for the day. This is as good as it's gonna get. I think it narrows a little bit further up, so I'm just gonna throw my tent right here and call it a day. And get started on filtering some of this nasty looking water. Even my pee isn't that dark. That's just gross. That's the kind of stuff you back flush every liter or half liter with the Sawyer filter. It's that dirty. Man, I just filtered this liter of water here, and it's pretty much the same color. It's just a shade lighter than this one. I've honestly never had that happen. I filtered some extremely green water and it, you know, came out crystal clear. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. If it's safe to drink or what. Like, why does it still have that strong tint to it? Well, I got a couple chlorine tablets. I think I'll just drop these in here. Give it some time. And then I don't know. I'm gonna put some drink mix in there, I guess. I don't know what else you can really do. Should really drink this water, but it just doesn't look that good.